Hey there guys, I'm here with my NXT Battleground 2024 review and ratings. Of course, this event was in Las Vegas, so I was excited. I thought it was going to be a good event. There were some matches that I was very excited for, and it was pretty good. I thought that they had some great matches. There really wasn't any bad matches. Like, no match, like, just going back and looking on here, people can say what they want about some matches, but I didn't think there was any bad matches. Like, of course, not every match is going to be, like, amazing, but there was nothing that was horrible at all. Starting off the show, we knew Sexy Red was the host. She comes out, she dances around, she basically says, welcome to Las Vegas, and says something about, like, with Sexy Red, the hottest, the sexiest something in the world or something like that. I really don't remember. But then I just got a notification before I was going to make this video not too long ago. And it says Sexy Red was arrested before NXT Battleground in the airport. So you can literally watch the video where she's picking up one of the railings that, like, I don't even know how to really explain it. One of the big old pole railing kind of things. And she's literally trying to hit these people with it. I really don't know what went down. It was like a bunch of people fighting. All of a sudden, here's Sexy Red, got this thing about to hit people. Then she gets knocked over. So, I really don't know what Sexy Red was trying to do in the airport. I don't know if she just didn't want to come to WWE or what. But, whatever. Alright, so starting off the match, they were going to start off hot with probably the most exciting match on the entire card. Just personally for me, I was most excited for it just because there's a lot of talent that is in this match. It's a six-pack ladder match for the Women's North American Championship. And I also wrote whom I predict because I didn't get time to make a predictions video. It kind of, Battleground just came fast, and Clash of the Castle's coming fast. I'm going to try and make some time. I want to do it after SmackDown, just in case another match is announced, like a pre-show match or something. But, like, come on, that's not a lot of time for me to get time to do the video, because I'm literally going to be on vacation during Clash of the Castle. So I'm going to be watching it while I'm on vacation. But still going to try and get some videos out for you guys. But yeah, overall, this match right here, my prediction was Lash Legend. I just thought Lash Legend was probably the biggest name that could have won it. She just overall one of these rising stars that I see leading the women's division in the upcoming future eventually. I mean, Lash Legend just has that look to her. She's good in ring. She's just a very intimidating character. So I was really expecting her to win. But surprisingly, kind of an underdog story. Kalani Jordan gets the win. I have nothing against Kalani Jordan. But this match was between Lash, Kalani Jordan, Fallon Henley, Michin, Sol Ruca, and Jada Parker. So I was either down between Lash. I was really with Lash and Sol Ruca, and then I'm like, maybe Fallon Henley. But am I mad about Kalani Jordan? Not at all. I love Kalani Jordan. She's great. So, of course, I wrote down some things. A lot of cool extreme spots. Not quite as much as you would expect, really, out of a six-pack ladder match. The only reason why I say that is because I feel like last year's six-pack ladder match, when Indy Hartwell got the win, it was way better. It was way better than this. So that kind of brings it down a little bit. They didn't really get a lot of spots with, like, tables or anything. They had some cool ladder spots where you're throwing people on ladders, but nothing too crazy. It seemed like they were trying to protect all these women in the match. And I also wrote, good to see Michin get to show off her talent. Michin's just so good. I mean, I've just went crazy for her on my channel for a long time now. I've always said that she has this future that WWE's just not letting her show. And I feel like in NXT, she's being able to show this. She's being able to shine a lot more. So I'm very happy about that. And Sol Ruca is just, oh my gosh. I thought Sol Ruca was going to win because she does her little move where she does the flip and then turns it into like a cutter. That's just an amazing move. And she is so completely crisp at doing it. It is so good. It is so smooth how she does that. And she literally did it 2 times in a row off the ladder. And it was probably 2 of the best times I've ever seen her do it. Like, it just a great job. But overall, I do feel like this match was a little bit of a disappointment. It was probably one of the most hyped up matches just because it is like the most extreme match expectingly. And so I am going to give it a B. I'm happy about Kalani Jordan getting her moment. I think she's a very good performer and has a big future ahead of her. Next up, we got the OC, Gallows and Anderson, or the Good Brothers, whichever one you want to call it. I don't even think they want it. I don't even think they know what they want to be called. And they're taking on Axiom and Nathan Frazier, which at the time was the NXT Tag Team titles. And they walked out and retained these titles as well. And this match is like, we really haven't seen any good matches out of Gallows and Anderson. I think they're a great team, but we just haven't seen any good matches from them. So I didn't know how well it would be, but it was surprisingly a very, very good match. I gave it a B+. And you just can see Axiom and Nathan Frazier are so clean with their moves. Nathan Frazier just does his flips, and he just makes it look like it's simple. He does this on a daily basis. This is just what we expect out of him at this point, just because that's how good he is at it. And just between the teams, they had amazing chemistry. They all just worked very well together. They were all in time with each other. I think Luke Gallows looked very good in this match. Sometimes he kind of struggles, it looks like. And my prediction going into this match was Axiom and Nathan Frazier, and I was correct. So right now we're 1 for 1 on what my predictions were. And then you got the NXT Underground match between Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler. My prediction for this match was Lola Vice, and I was correct. But the weird one was the ending was the referee ended the match. Was I excited for this match? Kinda not. I'm like, man, this could be absolutely horrible. I'm just saying. Because the last time we saw an MMA WWE mixed match, that was horrible. Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey was one of the worst matches of that year. It was unwatchable. But they did a lot better. Now, would I still want to get another MMA WWE match? No. I'd rather just see these women take each other in a regular match, and I think it would be just as good as it was. It worked, though. It did work. They had good chemistry. They would like be in the middle of an MMA match and just, MMA move and kind of just turn it into professional wrestling. You can just kind of see that. But yeah, they had some extreme moments, but did a fairly good job of mixing MMA and pro wrestling is what I wrote. Lola is the future. She just is. Shayna showed her seriousness by taking out some of the people on the outside because, of course, they got the people cheering them on in the back. Shayna just starts throwing these people around. So, yeah, it all ended up just happening where Lola Vice was just beating on Shayna Baszler. It's like she kind of knocked her out, but she didn't knock her out. Like, I think one of the announcers said, oh, I think she's knocked out, but she wasn't knocked out by any means. So, I guess she was just taking a beating on Shayna, and so the ref called it. I really didn't like the ending. That's why I don't like the MMA matches. I know it's cool for the ref to call it and stuff just because that is what they do in MMA. But in wrestling, we see people on top of each other fighting all the time. And why would you end that crazy of a match? You have these people literally jumping onto tables and just doing a bunch of other crazy stuff. And then all of a sudden they get on top of each other, beating each other down. And then that's when he calls it. I don't know. I don't like that, but whatever. Overall, it was still a good match. I'm going to give it a B+. But yeah, I thought Lola, like I said, Lola Vice had a good performance. She is the future. Next up, Sexy Red was Sean celebrating with Kalani Jordan. They were doing their little crazy dance in the back, celebrating. So yeah, then you move on to the match for the NXT North American Championship. Of course, what was the champion? Obafemi taking on Joe Coffey and Wes Lee. My prediction was Obafemi. Obafemi ended up retaining, getting the win. I thought Wes Lee had a possible chance of taking the win. I know Joe Coffey wouldn't. I love Joe Coffey, but Wes Lee possibly. But I was pretty dead set on Obafemi. They're really making Obafemi go on this really dominant run. He's a huge powerhouse right now, upcoming powerhouse. I really like Obafemi. Some people are kind of overrating him, saying that he's going to be better than Braun Breaker. I saw some people saying that. Come on. Let's be honest. Obafemi is good, but let's not do that. That's retarded. I'm sorry. But Gallus attacked Obafemi, which made it seem like Joe Coffey would win. Yeah, and then Oba came back mad, but then Wes Lee kind of took all of them out. Gallus then came back again and cost Wes Lee the match. So Wes Lee took out Gallus, which gave Obafemi an opening to get the win. So yeah, that's just kind of what I was writing. So Gallus, at the end, Gallus came back while Wes Lee's on fire, kind of stops that when it's right when Wes Lee's about to win. I think he was going for a pinfall and they pulled him out. And so, yeah, then there's Obafemi's opening. He takes the beating on to, I think it was Joe Coffey that he pinned. I can't quite remember. But yeah, overall, at the end, it all kind of came on with the craziness of Gallus that made the ending of this match possible. Sorry, that was kind of like a tongue twister. It's hard to like watch the show and try and write my notes down so I kind of can give you guys the layout of the end of the match. But yeah, overall, I give that match a B+. I think they did a great job. Wesley had some very cool spots. There's a very cool spot where Obafemi and Wesley are on the top, and he just completely pounces Wesley up in the air and makes him land on Joe Coffey. Like, and Wesley got some air time on that. He was high up in the air. That was very cool. I like that. But yeah, B+ for that match. Obafemi retained. Next up, a very exciting match for the NXT Women's title. The first ever singles match, one-on-one match, where we get a TNA versus WWE crossover match. This is huge. Like, TNA and WWE, knowing that they have a working deal is amazing. There are so many possibilities, possible like dream matches we could get that are going to be so cool if they capitalize on doing this some more. You got, of course, the Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace taking on Roxanne Perez. Keep in mind, this is only for Roxanne's belt, not for Jordynne Grace's Knockouts belt. My prediction going into this match was tough, because I'm like, did they really want Jordynne Grace to lose her first like singles match in WWE, considering she might have more time over in WWE? I don't think so. But why would you want a TNA wrestler holding a WWE title? It doesn't quite make sense. So I guess it makes more sense for Roxanne to win. But yeah, it was a good idea to have the match, but it's also a kind of bad idea just because you don't really want any of them to lose the match. So yeah, could have really went either way. I went with my prediction, Roxanne Perez. I was correct. Roxanne ended up retaining. But we're going to go into all of the endings of the match, the interferences, and all that. So, just wrote down a few notes. My excitement for this match was incredible. I was just ready. I'm so excited for a TNA WWE crossover. I love when brands have working relationships to where we can get these cool PLEs, crossover PLEs. It's just great. We know this works because New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW had a working relationship. They had a crossover PLE. Guess what? That PLE contained a Match of the Year contender. It was one of the best AEW PLEs for that entire year. And so, we know it works. Why not do it with TNA and WWE? Even if it is a NXT and TNA, just because TNA is a great, I love watching it, but they just don't have a lot of star power over there to where it would be hard to create a full card with these TNA guys taking these WWE guys for it to make sense. Because, I mean, yeah, they got Josh Alexander. They have Moose. They have these bigger talents, but not a lot of them are going to be able to compare to any WWE guys. It's just the truth, but they have a lot of talent, just not star power. I wrote, Jordynne Grace is so clean with her moves. She just lifts Roxanne like it's nothing. I mean, you can tell it's going to feel like nothing. She is built. She is very, very built. But now we're going to get into kind of the ending of this match. Tatum Paxley comes out. She steals the Knockouts belt. She literally grabs it and is running off. And so here comes Ash by Elegance, which Vic Joseph, the announcer, says, "Oh, look, it's Dana." And he stops at the D and says, "I meant Ash by Elegance," because, of course, she was Dana Brooke in WWE. And so she stopped Tatum Paxley. Ash by Elegance is holding the belt. I don't know, like, if they have a feud going on in TNA. I really don't watch much TNA. But, so Jordynne Grace comes down. Even though Ash just saved her belt from getting stolen, Jordynne Grace knocks out Ash by Elegance and also knocks out Tatum Paxley and takes her belt. She don't want nobody touching her belt. Hey, I don't blame her. And so then Jordynne Grace goes back in the ring. She's kind of distracted. She kind of hits this move. It was like, she was supposed to like land her on her head, but Roxanne reversed it and turned it into a cutter, like an RKO type thing. But it was weird because it also kind of looked like Jordynne Grace hit a move. If you don't know Jordynne Grace's moveset, how are you supposed to know? I mean, she's still throwing her to the ground. It's just, she kind of reversed it. So that was a very weird ending. I feel like they could have did a better reversal to where it actually looks like Roxanne hit a move. Kind of just looks like she no-sold Jordynne Grace's finisher, if you don't know much about her. So she does that, and then Roxanne hits her pop rocks, and that leads to Roxanne then winning moments later. So Roxanne Perez retains. I thought they had pretty good chemistry. I'm going to give it an A-. I really enjoyed that match. I was just very, very excited. Next up, it's time for the main event. We don't get that on AEW anymore from Mark Henry. But I almost said AEW. Ethan Page versus Trick Williams for the NXT title. People are saying Ethan Page doesn't deserve this title. I understand. I understand he doesn't deserve a title shot, because there's this long list of names of people that have been waiting, and I understand. Okay, but if Ethan Page is amazing, we know Ethan Page is such a phenomenal talent. He has so much charisma. All ego Ethan Page. He's a great heel. He's over with the NXT crowd. He is heavily booed. And so it's just working. Even if these people on Twitter and on social media want to say they don't like it, guess what? All that matters is the people at the venue. It's going to get the match over if they keep booing. So they got it over. That's all that matters. The people on Twitter, these people at home, these extreme fans, it really doesn't matter. I mean, of course, I'm one of those people. I share my opinion on social media because I am a huge wrestling fan. But if it's working on TV, then there's nothing we can really do about it. If it's working, that's what NXT needs. And so, I don't know. I personally enjoyed it. I'm not one of those people that were trashing it, saying that he doesn't deserve it. I understand that there is a lot of people. But he's a recent signee. Keep the hype going. I think they have plans for Ethan Page. They're going to do way more with Ethan Page than AEW did. You can just see overall that they have more plans. He's already done more right now, more memorable things to me than he ever did in AEW. Name a good match from Ethan Page in AEW. If you can, okay, yeah, you're an extreme fan. I get you. But I can't name a very memorable match. Just me personally. But my prediction going into this was Trick Williams. I don't see Ethan Page coming in and just stealing the title right away. Trick Williams just now started his title reign. I don't think it's time for him to lose it yet. He's still over like crazy. I mean, I went to a WWE show and people were literally chanting, "Whoop that Trick." He's over. Even if he's not my favorite to watch in ring. I don't think he's that good of an in-ring performer. But he's an entertaining guy. And so, yeah, he has a lot of charisma. I think he's going to have good things for the WWE, even if he may not be the greatest. But people were even hating on the in-ring perspective of this match, saying, saw somebody downing Ethan Page's performance. You can just be quiet with all that because Ethan Page did a great job. I understand if you don't think he deserves the title reign, but just to prove that point, you can't lie about what he did in ring. This guy is so clean with his moves. They had so much good chemistry. Ethan Page is amazing. He's very, very good. I really never knew that. I've never been this big Ethan Page fan, but I was definitely excited for him to get signed. But I'm excited. I think he's already doing great things. I'm just ready to see what more he does. So I wrote down right here, Ethan Page looks great in WWE. I put Ethan Page is very clean with his moves. And there were some hardcore spots in there, and they had a lot of chemistry. The winner ended up being Trick retaining, as I expected in my prediction. And at the end, I was happy. I thought it was a good match. I give it a B+. I go on Bleacher Report, usually where I go to just look at ratings, be like, was I really way off with my ratings? Or just kind of wondering what they gave it, you know? And so Bleacher Report gives them a B-. I go on to some other sources. They're low grading this match. I'm like, I really enjoyed that match. Is it match of the year candidate? No, but I really enjoyed the match. It's not match of the night, but I thought it was entertaining. I thought Ethan Page did an amazing performance. I thought Trick Williams looked better in the ring than what we have seen in a very long time. Keep in mind, Trick is not that good in ring. I mean, I feel like Ethan Page, a little less, brought out the best in him at least. Or either Trick Williams. We know they're working with Trick Williams. If he's going to be your world champion, he's at least trying to improve on his in-ring work. And it's really showing. I thought he did a great job. I gave it a B+, just because Bleacher Report giving a B-. I'm okay with being 2 grades off. That's fine. It's my opinion. So, whatever. I thought it was a great show. Very good NXT Battleground. I feel like NXT Battleground's pretty consistent with being good. Last year's NXT Battleground was very good. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, there was no match at all that was horrible. All these matches were above average. The only match that you could say was like very, very disappointing would be the 6-way ladder match. Just because, and it was a good match, it's just last year's was very, very good. And this one was kind of mediocre from what we expected. But I really enjoyed this show. I thought they did a good job. And I also wrote down, I forgot to say it, Sexy Red came out and celebrated with Trick Williams at the end. So, yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. That's my NXT Battleground review and ratings. Keep tuned. I'm going to try and get some predictions for WWE Clash at the Castle. That is this Saturday at the time of making this. So, yeah, I'm going to try and get that out to you guys. I got the Power and Glory World Championship on video. Will go live soon. And so, yeah, turn post notifications on. We just got a lot of stuff going on. Of course, that's going to be my pick fed, the Power and Glory. So, I got my World Champion match going down there. I'm going to film that in Disney World. So, I think got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the channel. A lot of fun stuff happening in wrestling. You have this TNA WWE crossover that I'm just clamoring to see more. Who else is going to show up? Are we going to get the I Believe in Joe Hendry? We got to get it. We got to get it. Eventually, we got to get it. But yeah, overall, very excited to be a wrestling fan right now. Wrestling is just at an all-time high right now. I feel like ever since Triple H took over, it's just on an upward scheme right now. Is it as good as it was this time last year? No, because the Bloodline stuff was the greatest thing going at that time. We just don't have that happening right now. So, but I feel like we have great things going. So I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm going to quit yapping. I will see you guys.